Reports claim the mainstream media has selected several key topics to attack President Trump with in the run-up to the November elections. Here's One America's Kristian Rouz.
I thought Donald Trump was racist since he rode down the escalator.
The president would know about an adversary paying money for the scalps of American troops in theater.
Economy that is in a coma because of the virus.
With just 125 days until the general election, mainstream media lay out the Democrat Party's strategy to try and derail President Trump's re-election. Over the past few days, reports revealed the so-called Triple R approach to discredit the Trump administration. The acronym stands for Racism, Russia and Recession. Some say this may be an organized electoral effort.
Russia, racism, and recession, kind of the three R's of how the left continues to go to attack Donald Trump. That this is exactly what the media is doing and changes their narrative when one of these does not work. There was a leaked transcript from the New York Times.
Starting with racism, the Democrats and mainstream media praised and encouraged the recent wave of Floyd protests, taking a firm anti-Trump angle at those events. The police were portrayed as inherently racist and law enforcement actions as violence against progressive public. And in this light, the president's agenda of law and order has received mostly negative coverage.
Well, this is a movement basically designed to de-escalate police violence by, in some cases, replacing police with community advocates.
Following those riots, Democrat officials picked up the reports of an alleged spike in coronavirus cases to justify repeated shutdowns of the U.S. economy. In recent weeks, America added millions of jobs and the GDP started to pick up steam as the country reopened, which Democrats cannot afford, as polls say a strong economy gets President Trump re-elected, while a recession may not.
They understand the need to make these systemic changes, dealing from racism to structures that our economy has.
Meanwhile, the latest Russian bounty claims are interesting because of the immediate hyper-partisan reaction. The bounty reports were criticized as yet another attempt to revive the failed Russia hoax for political purposes.
The New York Times and the Washington Post reported on unverified and inconclusive intelligence, as though it had been conclusively determined that Russia paid bounties on U.S. troops.
But even before the U.S. intelligence could comment on the matter, Democrats and mainstream media made a series of statements seeking to erode pro-Trump sentiments among U.S. troops and veterans.
Our relationship with the Soviet Union, with Russia, is compromised by the relationship between the president and Mr. Putin.
Russia is not a friend, they are a foe.
These are the same Democrats who accused the president of racism for saying Chinese virus, which actually killed 128,000 Americans. In this light, there are expectations of more anti-police sentiments, more attacks on everything Russian, and more coronavirus fears and economic shutdowns.
So be prepared. The totalitarians feel like they've got a foothold in the door, and they've had that foothold in the door for a while, but it looks like got it up to their knee right now.
The Triple R strategy will likely continue all the way up to November. Kristian, Rouz, One American News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.